Hello, my name's Artemis, and this week I have a little bit of a message for everybody, something that popped into my head after literally minutes of trying to think of something to say this week, but I still think it's a valid enough subject that I'm going to stretch it out to a whole video. Now, I've spoken a lot lately about the mindset in which a lot of us enter the fandom and the need to fit in and all of that bullshit, and I think this kind of fits in quite nicely with that, or at least I think it does. So either way, today we're going to talk about why you should make something worth making and what exactly that means. So what exactly does that mean, make something worth making? How would something be worth making? Well, first of all, it's not exactly for me to say what exactly it's worth you making. It's all about what you think is worth making. Honestly, doesn't matter what I think, or Majira thinks, or Jacksepticeye thinks. Doesn't matter what we all consider to be good content. It only really matters what you consider to be good content. Is it something that you cared about? Is it something that you can make by your passion and your own drive to want to make it? Is it something that you can look at when you've made it and think, yep, that is exactly the sort of thing that I'm happy I can make? Because if so, then that's exactly what is worth making. It's not about whether you can compare it to somebody else and say, oh, is it better or worse, or is it the same? It's about whether you can look at the finished product and have a decent sense of joy that you made something and feel proud of the effort and result that you came up with. As I've said more times than I can actually remember, a lot of us came into this fandom watching videos and seeing creators, and in our everlasting quest to try and fit in and become a part of something, we end up emulating that and trying to match it. There you go. I've said that enough fucking times by now that I think I'm just gonna copy and paste that little bit of footage into any future videos where I need to reference all of that. Do we understand it now? We all want to fit in, so we copy what the norm is. Do we get that? Okay, cool, let's move on. But that certainly seems to be the case, and those of us that do create things artistically, be it artwork, videos, stories, characters, whatever, porn, could be porn, we all kind of tend to look out there and see what's floating about content-wise, and it tends to colour our perceptions of what exactly we can make and what we should be making. But the only real problem with that is that it tends to limit things a little bit, and when everybody's creating the same kind of content, it gets a bit stale. There is a lot of content out there floating around. In fact, there's more content than you can even see in a single lifetime. There's a myriad of streamers, gamers, list makers, vloggers, bloggers, general YouTubers, to the point where they've all kind of got their own little sub-genres of YouTube itself. And it's easy to feel constrained by all of those little categories and feel like you have to fit into one or the other. And sure, labels can sometimes make you feel nice and secure about where you really do belong, but trying to fit all of your content and yourself into one of these categories is like putting yourself in a box, and then making sure that everything about you fits inside of that box. When it comes to making something, you surely shouldn't be shackled by what is expected of you. If you are a generic YouTuber, you shouldn't feel like you have to behave and act like one, and you sure as shit shouldn't look at what other people are making and think, well, I've got to make it similar to that. See, there comes quite a fine line between making something out of love and making something out of obligation. When you're making and creating on a schedule, you can often feel a bit trapped by the deadlines, thinking that you have to get something out, anything out at all, just to hit that mark. And even the best of us can look back and see examples of when we've been so rushed to try and meet that expectation that we've gone through any old project and just uploaded something we've thrown together just so we had something to upload. And while deadlines can be quite good to keep you moving and give you a target to work towards, they obviously can be a bit limiting, but it also means that you're no longer creating something because you really want to. You can keep storing up those ideas, you can keep working to that schedule, and it can last quite a while, but you have to admit to yourself that at some point you're working out of obligation. The passion has kind of been superseded by the expectation that you have to get something out on that specific day. Naturally, that can lead to a lot of pressure. Pressure you give yourself, pressure from others, financial pressure if you receive support for it, and that can make things just a little bit difficult to try and get really behind a project, something you really love when you know you have to fucking get it out. But the easiest things to do in this situation is to follow the trends and kind of think like, oh, well, I'll just make a video like an unboxing or something, or I'll make a vlog or a Q&A because they're easy. I can look at a lot of other videos and see exactly what I need to do about it. people seem to like it. And if I'm doing this for financial gain, then doing all of that kind of crap is probably going to help boost things, right? Well, you're actually pretty correct. Chasing trends will actually probably lead to be quite a money-making venture. But it does kind of lend itself to blending in with the crowd, and eventually you might end up finding that you've gone down a path you never really wanted to go down, and you lost exactly the drive that got you to make these videos in the first place. What you really need to do is find something that you care about, something that you're passionate about, and run with it. Find a style, an idea, a theme, a running plan of what you can use as the base for your content, be it, as I said, video, artwork, anything at all that you want to create. Make it something that you are deeply happy to continue working on, something that will drive you to continue pushing yourself to improve and develop and make more and more stuff, because that's how you get longevity here. It could be a character, the way you portray something. It could be a specific art style that you really enjoy making and learning. It can be a different genre of video that not a lot of people have seen before, that you really enjoy putting the effort in and trying to capture. It doesn't matter what it is you're creating, as long as you care about it, you will find that you will keep wanting to create it. When you're working on something you love, it feels a lot less like work and more like something really truly worthwhile, something that you actually want to be doing. And more importantly, when you're making the kind of content that you want to see and that you are happy to be making, and it doesn't really matter what other people say or think about it. It doesn't really matter if you're not as big as everybody else, because you're staying true to yourself and true to what you actually want to accomplish. And at the end of the day, that's far more important than an arbitrary number on a website.